Welcome to Driveway DIY, where we bring the shop to you. Today, we're going to show you how to replace brake rotors. Always use a jack stand whenever you're working underneath a lifted vehicle for safety. First, we need to remove the wheel. We're going to use our impact with a lug nut socket. You can use a tire iron or a breaker bar to do this as well. Make sure you put your lug nuts in a safe place so they don't get scattered. There we go, pop the wheel off. Now we have access to our brakes. First thing we want to do is remove the brake caliper here. While we're in here, you want to take a look at your brake hoses. Make sure that these are not cracked, you don't have any frays or splits, and that it's not collapsed or swelled. This one looks to be in good shape. Then we take our ratchet and wrench. This is a 14 millimeter, and you just pull down, break this loose, and you can pull this bolt out. Do the same on the bottom. Then on the bottom, sometimes these are tight and you have to hit the wrench a little bit to get it to break loose. Save these for reuse. Now we're going to remove the caliper. You can use a flat blade screwdriver or a pry tool like this. Sometimes you can do it by hand, sometimes you need a tool. Okay, and then we're going to take the caliper. We're going to use a piece of baling wire and we're going to close this loop. We're going to hook it up here to get it out of the way. You can use a zip tie if you don't have baling wire. Then we're going to remove each brake pad. Now it's time to remove the caliper bracket, which is held on by two bolts here and here. These often have thread locker on them, so it can be difficult to remove them. Put it on the bolt. This particular bolt is 17 millimeter. There we go. Once the bolts have been broken loose, you can use a regular ratchet. This white stuff here, that is the old thread locker. We will clean these bolts up and apply new blue medium strength thread locker. All right, now we're going to go ahead and replace the rotor. Sometimes your rotor has a screw holding it to the hub. This one does not. We are going to hit this with some brake cleaner right around the hub. We're going to take a dead blow hammer or a mallet and we're going to tap this a few times to get it to break free. And there we go. You'll notice the hub has some rust right here where the new rotor will sit. We're going to clean that off with some brake cleaner and a stainless steel brush. Before you install a new rotor, you want to make sure that you clean it with brake cleaner. And then wipe it off with a towel. Now install the rotor to the hub. We're going to go ahead and clean off the old Loctite. You don't need anything other than a stainless steel brush and just spin the bolt as you scrub. If your rotor secures with a screw or bolt, go ahead and install it now. This one does not. Now we reinstall the caliper bracket. Simply slide it over the rotor and into position. Then apply fresh blue thread locker. This should be medium strength, not high strength. These need to be removable. Then reinstall the bolt. Then use your wrench to tighten these down by hand. The caliper bolts get torqued to 59 foot-pounds. We've got our torque wrench adapter on our 1/2 inch breaker bar. Then load it into the caliper mount. So now we need to reset the caliper. I like to use this brake caliper tool. This is a single piston tool, but you can do both pistons with it. You can also use a C-clamp and a block of wood. For this, we're going to take this adapter cup, hold our brake pad up there. Now this will squish both rotors almost at the same time, but you'll notice the other one is not collapsing quite as much, that's okay. Okay, I get it almost completely done, then I'll loosen this up, switch to the other side, and then take it all the way down. Pull that out, pull out that old pad, simply drop the caliper back over the brakes. This mount moves in and out. Sometimes you have to squeeze it in. And replace the original bolts. These bolts on this particular vehicle go to 19 foot-pounds. Check your service manual to find the specific torque setting. Most of the time, we just do these as tight as we can by hand, which is about 20-25 foot-pounds. Now, we just gotta put the wheel on. What I like to do is start with one lug nut at the bottom of the wheel. When you're installing the lug nuts, you always tighten one almost all the way down, then the other all the way down. Crisscross pattern, just like this. We have a 1/2 inch breaker bar with a torque wrench attachment and our socket. Now we're going to torque each one of these to 90 foot-pounds. Last step is to lower this down. We got to pull the jack stand. So we're going to raise the jack, pull your jack stand, and then lower it slowly. And that's all there is to replacing a brake rotor. Find all the parts you need to get the job done at ebaymotors.com.